All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Eka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. With the hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son. These so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, according to the prophecies that are written in Scriptures. So, I was watching a clip a few minutes ago, and as you can see right now, all over the world you have some type of dramatic event that take place, in which too much things are going on right now you can't keep a track of. Because over there in China, I want to say yesterday, you have the sky lighting up, in red. A phenomenon which a lot of persons in the scientific community is giving a reason. They might make a reason, or they might build a reason for it in which it do visible, The reason what they might give make no type of sense. In which, through the Spirit, we already know that's a sign from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai before the great and terrible day of His return. Read Joel chapter 2, These are all signs where the Lord will show forth before His coming, That's why there's so much turmoil in the world right now. Protesting, riots, earthquakes, wars and rumors of wars, pestilence. And it's going to get worse and worse as the days go by. So this is 2 Esdras 8 verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And this is going to be the downfall of a lot of people in these times, being proud and high-minded, So I want to show you what's coming to a city near you, and this is for you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because know you love your chicken.
Are people paying attention? Boy, it's like, man, the odds of all these things happening at once, like planes flying into processing plants, or trains not delivering fertilizer because of congestion, or the FBI reporting cyber hacks, or, I don't know, the government flushing all the food down the toilet. How's that? I don't know what more people need to hear to realize that the governments around the world are creating a food shortage so they can gain more control of their citizens, because unfortunately our fathers and our forefathers, our grandfathers I should say, in years past have allowed the government to gain control of everything. And now that the government has full control, we've taken things like food for granted and obsessed over things that don't matter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, why don't you just go look at the latest rap video or trending music video that's out there on YouTube talking about relationships or what a woman is, or money, getting high, all that kind of stuff. And people forgetting that the most important thing in life is, other than God, of course, but to survive, is food and water. So how convenient when we have the globalists talking about a great reset that we're running out of food and water. But they're just...
So, for your second, me have a point to make, Today, in Jamaica, you have a lot of, strikes in the NWC, which is the National Water Commission. So you have people right around Jamaica right now going through water problems, Some people have them tank where can make them sit through a couple of days, but vast majority of Jamaica's population, once water cut off, them local jam and them local thing them when them are full up in them yard, by 1 day to 2 days them jump the empty, Them can't even survive. To them you gotta work, and you have schools that you send home back students because of the lack of, and when you go to work are basically the same thing, yo. So we're just in such a time in which right now the Lord has shake up the earth, yo. And right now everybody I feel the squeeze. That's why them people are strike. Why are they striking, yo? Financial means, yo. Them want them money. So as the times go by, things are gonna get more tight, things are gonna get more hard just to survive day to day, yo.
They're not running out of excuses as to why there isn't any food and water, and the supply chain as well. I mean, there's a lot of things. Russia, the 1-9er. Well, what's the latest you asked? Oh, sorry. It's the bird flu.
Chinese residents aren't the only ones in lockdown.
Yeah, farmers across the U.S. and Europe are keeping their organic and free-range chickens inside amidst...
And if you don't have a clue what's going on over there in China, take a look, yo. Just take a look. Because it too is coming to a city near you.
The worst outbreak of avian influenza in years. More than 35 million birds have been wiped out this year alone in one of the worst bird flu outbreaks in U.S. history. In France, government officials temporarily requiring farmers to keep their chickens indoors, as roughly 16 million birds have been culled due to the outbreak. Infections have also been reported in other European nations, including Britain, Italy, and Spain.
Joining us now is Dr. William Schaffner. He's a professor of infectious diseases at the Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Dr. Schaffner.
So you get an idea what's going on. So listen to this now.
Do you know what's the most important thing about leadership? Showing up. Because that's half the job done. Leaders must be visible in times of crisis, and that's what Vladimir Putin did today. He showed up, not alone, but with the full might of the Russian army. Let me show you these pictures. This was Moscow's Red Square earlier today. Thousands of Russian soldiers were marching in formation. Cutting-edge weapons were paraded. Generals, ministers, spy masters, Russia's most powerful men were in attendance. Now, every Victory Day is special in Moscow. It marks Germany's surrender to the Soviet Union in 1945, basically the end of World War II. For Russians, today is all about sacrifices. They lost 27 million people during the war, more than any other country, 27 million. But history tends to forget those sacrifices. You hear more about Dunkirk or Normandy, but very little about Kursk or Stalingrad. In reality, the war was won on the Eastern Front. It was the Soviet army that captured Berlin. Victory Day celebrates that achievement. It's all about remembering the past. Well, usually it is, not today. Today was all about the present. You see, in the 1940s, Russia did not want war. It was forced upon them. But in 2022, places have been swapped. In today's war, Russia is the aggressor. And today's parade reflected that role reversal. It was all about projecting power. 11,000 soldiers, 131 weapons, 77 fighter jets. That's what Russia showcased at the parade today. It was a message to Ukraine and the West. Do not take us lightly. That's what Moscow was saying. And sending that message was this man, Russian President Vladimir Putin. He walked around the Red Square, he reviewed the parade, and then he addressed his people. As expected, the Putin we heard was combative.
An absolutely unacceptable threat was created for us. And moreover, just next to our borders, everything indicated that a clash with neo-Nazis on whom the United States and its younger partners staked was inevitable. I repeat, we saw how the military infrastructure was being developed, how hundreds of foreign advisors began to work. There were regular deliveries of most modern weapons from NATO countries. The danger grew every day. Russia has preemptively repulsed an aggression. It was a forced, timely, and the only correct decision.
A couple of things to...
So, I'll just say, let me report about the flu where the bird them a catch. Say, Drake, I got have a chicken shortage and the price of chicken already are raised. Now, the mafia worry about wars and how it going to affect the economy, how it going to affect your daily lives. But what? People not see afar off, yo. Them not prudent as it is written, the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide it himself, yo. And how you foresee the evil? We were forewarned of these things, yo, by our Lord. So I want to just close out on this precept. So this is Matthew 4. I'm going to start at verse 6. You read, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So these things also transpire before us right now. We know that all these things are Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's will, yo. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And what does the beginning of sorrows entail? 2 Ezra 16 paint that picture very beautifully, yo. This is 2 Ezra 16 verse 18. It said, "The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?" And these evils are coming, yo. Whether I want to believe it, yes or no, it's going to be manifested before your eyes. So hope this was edifying. That I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Raka Korash. Shalom.